Good evening sa inyong lahat. Welcome sa ating SNJ RealTalk. I will be your host for tonight, Thea, and we have Pastor John as our guest for tonight. And we would like to thank all the viewers and ang ating regular viewers then for joining us tonight to listen to one of our insights about relationships. So we're still on the series Relasyon, Hindi Kunsumisyon. And right now, we're going to talk about the status na nasa relationship tayo. So meaning, this is applied for all married couples, yung mag-boyfriend, girlfriend, or if you're currently in a live-in status. So Pastor Jan, meron ka bang word of greetings for tonight?
Magandang gabi sa ating lahat, and I hope that you are going to prepare yourself to listen with regards to ongoing relationships. Yun nga, sabi nga ni Thea, we're going to talk about how we can actually evolve in our ongoing relationships. May it be boyfriend-girlfriend level, it can be a live-in relationship or yung partner-based relationship. And of course, syempre, the ideal setup, which is marriage or married couples. So this will be applicable as we categorize them. So please don't forget, sa discussion points dito, ika-categorize ko siya para maging maging contextualize. So please don't take out of context yung sasabihin namin, and just be sure na kapag yung flow ng conversation, you will intently hear kung kaninong type of relationship appropriate siya. Boyfriend, girlfriend, partnership / live-in, or yung mga married couples. Just to warn you, I just don't want you just picking up what you want to hear and justify what you're currently doing. So it's best na alam natin yun.
Thank you so much, Pastor John, for your greetings for tonight. And thank you as well for putting the disclaimer na he will categorize what this is for or who is this meant for. Kaya viewers, be sure to listen intently and not to take everything na personal. Kasi meron naman dyan for your perspective. And we're going to, as much as possible, discuss everything or cover everything that we have in terms of relationship status. So just a quick recap of what we have discussed from the past weeks ng Relasyon, Hindi Kunsumisyon series natin. We talked about pre-relationship questions and also post-relationship questions. And also, we had a spin-off episode where we had our guests, si Sherry and Justin, that shared their story of how they became a couple and how they see the church as one of their guides for them to build the relationship or for them to build themselves as a couple. So for tonight, Pastor John, ito yung mga i-discuss po natin. So what to continue, start, and stop in a relationship in terms of, first, your responsibilities, pangalawa, money issues. So Pastor John, let's start first with responsibilities. Ano po yung mga kailangan pagpatuloy, isimula, at itigil?
Okay, so let's start with the category ng boyfriend-girlfriend. So in terms of responsibilities, what we need to start is ground rules. It's very, very important to have those expectations discussed. Kasi wag tayong mag-go with the flow doon sa relationship kasi kailangan naman natin syempre ng guidance, ika nga, in terms of what's an acceptable behavior, what's not acceptable, ano ba yung mga dapat nating gamitin na actions, ano ba yung ine-expect ni girl, ano ba yung ine-expect ni boy, ano ba yung ine-expect natin out of the relationship. So meron kang more or less understanding about what the outcome should be, which ideally, syempre, it should always lead to marriage, as that is my belief. So I respect your belief. If you want to go into a partnership / live-in relationship, call nyo yun. But definitely, a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship ideally should come to marriage simply because it's the right thing to do from the eyes of God. So talking about the God of the Bible, definitely. So that's my perspective. I hope you respect it as we respect your perspective. So ground rules, that's what you need to start to have. Okay, so what do you need to continue doing? You need to continue on building that love, escalating that love to a level wherein napakaganda nung yung connection ninyo. Remember, ang love kasi, it's not an emotion, it's not a feeling. It is a mindset, a lifestyle, a state of being. Kaya nga pag sinabi mong I love you, it doesn't mean na maganda yung pakiramdam mo kasi sinasabi ko I love you. Pag sinabi mo I love you, it means genuinely na regardless of your circumstance, your love will never fail. Halimbawa, yung kapartner mo o yung girlfriend mo ay nag-fail doon sa expectation mo. So, syempre masama ang loob mo. Would you love your girlfriend, boyfriend less? Dahil nag-fail siya doon sa expectation mo? Of course not. Kaya nga kailangan escalating. Lalong-lalo na kung yung foundation ng relationship natin ay, let's say, eros or erotic love. So, tataas siya into phileo, storge, and eventually, syempre, agape from the Greek perspective of what love is as defined. So, you need to continue building that love so that trust, confidence in the relationship will be there. At the same time, syempre, when you build that love, there is a lesser tendency to double time or betray your boyfriend or girlfriend by having a side relationship or an affair in between. Kaya napaka-importante yun. So, of course, generic picture to So, what should you stop? Okay? You should stop arguments that leads to pain. Okay, when I say arguments that leads to pain, unresolved arguments. Arguments na hindi natin nabibigyan ng enough time to think, to ponder. And those arguments kasi might build into hatred over time and eventually bitterness that destroys the boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. So, Thea, do you have any thoughts or any questions maybe or clarification along the way?
Gusto ko lang mag-share ng konting experience ko about sa boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. So, as you all know, lalo na sa mga nagsusubaybay na itong series natin, I did mention in one of the previous episodes na product ako ng failed relationship din. Then, I was reflecting while Pastor John was actually mentioning yung mga bagay na kailangan ipagpatuloy, simula at itigil. So, nakita ko yung importance of building the relationship, yung yung pag-iintindi na kung talagang magmahal mo ang iyong jowa, since mag-jowa kayo, dapat nag-escalate yung pag-ibig niyo. Or dapat nag-level up siya. Hindi dapat siya nagsa-spiral down. So, Papi, ano kaya pwede mong masabi para sa mga mag-boyfriend or girlfriend na paano ba nila i-resolve yung mga unending conflicts? Kasi lalo na kapag yung age nila per se physically is younger than ours. Ano kaya pwede nilang gawin for them to avoid unnecessary arguments kaya?
So, commonly kasi, if they are not able to figure it out between themselves, always have somebody whom you can trust, diba? A counselor, somebody older, somebody mature, a friend, or a relative who can help them out. Ika nga, sila, yung objective observer. So, para maintindihan ng both parties, yung boy tsaka yung girl, sino ba yung nagkamali? Sino ba yung dapat humingi ng tawad? Sino ba yung dapat magpatawad? So, you have an objective third party looking into the relationship that potentially yung boy tsaka yung girl are not familiar or they are not aware. Kaya nga parang may blind spot ka. So, nangyayari tuloy, this third party na kailangan pwedeng pagkatiwalaan. Ang kanyang intention ay ma-resolve yung conflict ninyo. Number one, syempre, at meron siyang care sa inyong dalawa, siya yung pwede magbigay ng ganong klaseng advice. Ngayon, kung wala kayong mga kaibigan na ganon, we will offer again our services. So, ibig sabihin nito, out of love, we would like your successful relationship to flourish. Let us know if you need somebody who is objective and of course cares about your relationship na gusto namin syempre maging successful siya. Okay, so that's the thing that you can do. Unpopular siya. Definitely 100%. I remember nung college ako, meron akong kaibigan ko babae, may boyfriend. Karoon sila ng argument. Okay? And since hindi sila yung mga open-minded individuals, hindi sila yung tawag dito, keen na humingi ng tulong, they tried to resolve it amongst themselves to the point na naging violent yung kanilang relationship. Nagkasakitan na sila physically. Pero syempre, mas matindi yung emotional pain. So nakita ko ngayon, ang aking kaibigan, nag-attempt mag-suicide. Kasi meron siyang laceration dito sa kanyang wrist. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, why would you do that for this man? Diba? Hindi, mahal na mahal ko kasi ganyan. First time. Okay, sige, give it the first time. Sabi ko sa kanya, okay ba kayong makipag-usap? Kayong dalawa. Sabi ko ganun sa kanya. So I'm offering my my third eye into the discussion point. I can be part of that objectively. So tinanggihan ako. So wala tayong magagawa. Nag-offer ka ng help. May mga tao kasi na kailangan ng tulong, pero ayaw humingi ng tulong. May mga tao kasi na kailangan ng payo, naghahanap ng payo na yung gusto nilang marinig, hindi yung payo na tama kahit masakit.
Thank you so much, Pastor John, for answering my question. So there you have it, viewers, lalo na sa mag-jowa dito at alam mong younger kayo physically by age, it is very important that we actually have a confidant or a third-party individual ka nga. Not the third party na iniisip nyo ngayon sa social media na may kabit or may ahas. That's not the one that we're talking about. Pero what we're talking about is you have someone na you are confident of na tutulungan kayo i-resolve yung mga conflicts na meron kayo. Kasi importante na we have a support group like what we have been discussing sa mga nakarang episodes natin. So, Pati, na pag-usapan na natin sa aspect ng boyfriend and girlfriend. So, ano yung next category na ilalatag mo in terms sa responsibility side?
So, partner and slash live-in relationships. Kasi meron na at stake doon sa ganung klaseng relationship. Again, as a disclaimer, marami pa akong pwedeng i-discuss, pero I am discussing only the things that I think will definitely help you out to begin your journey in terms of what to continue, what to stop, and what to start. So, dahil meron ng investment na medyo heavy ang partnership slash live-in relationship. So, the first thing that you need to start is being able to create a list of responsibilities both sides. So, you always have to have a list kasi you always refer to that list. Yun, napag-agrihan nyo. It may be a pseudo contract, if I may, but the essential issue of having that list is for clarity. So clear, precise. Meron kayong napagkasunduan na isinulat nyo. So pwede nyo gawing poster, dikit nyo sa wall. Para pag may isa sa inyo nag-violate, po-point nyo. Ngayon, syempre, yung responsibilities nyo na ilalatag nyo ron, na you will mutually agree. Syempre, wala dapat maging dominant doon sa relationship. Dapat syempre, symbiotic relationship nga ba yun? Mutualistic, something like that. So both parties will definitely benefit from mutually beneficial agreement. So, ang isang example, let's say will be dahil mag-partner slash live-in relationship, let's say we can talk about responsibility ng paghuhugas ng plato, pagdilinis ng bahay, as basic as that, pagdalaba, pagpa-plancha. Di ba? Yung space time or alone time, yung me time mo, di ba? Maybe activities na you would like to be involved together, or let's say time na you need to spend with friends and time that you need to spend together. So you can create a lot of metrics into that document, but it is always important to have that agreement on hand. So that is what you need to start. Now, what do you need to stop in that type of relationship? Sumbatan. Huwag tayo manunumbat. Kasi nasa relationship nga tayo eh. Ang tendency kasi natin is, naglinis ka ng bahay. O naglinis ako, ikaw hindi. Okay? Ako na lang parati yung umiibig. Para naman ako. Ibigay mo naman ako. Okay? Ako na lang yung bigay ng bigay. Ako na lang yung nagpaparaya parate. So, ang panunumbat kasi, it's something na conditional in terms of relationship. So, parang scratch my back, I scratch yours. So, kung may gagawin ka at ang tendency mo eventually ay isusumbat mo lang siya, don't do it. Kasi it breaks the bond of the relationship. Kaya nga, you are into a relationship that's supposed to be loving, supposed to be nurturing, supposed to be caring. And yet, kung pupunta ka doon sa point na parati mo na lang pinapamukha yung ginagawa mo, is it fair? Gusto mo bang gawin yun sa'yo? Diba? So, it's something na we need to avoid. Please, stop magsumbatan. Okay. So, meron tayong start, meron tayong stop. So, ano ba yung dapat natin i-continue doon sa relationship natin? Dahil, syempre, may investment na tayo. Di ba? We're living together. Syempre, may issues of finances dyan. May issues of emotional investment. Yung time. Naku, napakabigat na investment yan. Lalo-lalo na kung tingin mo magtatagal kayong dalawa. Okay? So, what you need to continue doing is lifting up each other. Diba? Giving each other the time to blossom doon sa career, doon sa business, diba? Encouraging them, supporting them. Hindi natin sila dapat kainggitan. So, please, huwag kayong mahinggit pag mas may successful sa inyo. You should be nurturing, nourishing each other's career path. Whether it's an individual business, whether it's a business together, whether it's individual career paths in the corporate setup, or it may be a career in the non-profit sector, wala masyadong pera, pero tumutulong tayo sa kapwa. You need to continuously build each other up. Do not compete. Do not compete. So kung saan magaling si lalaki, saan magaling si babae, si lalaki suportahan si babae suportahan si lalaki, pag-uusapan ninyo yun. Continue to talk about your dreams, your aspirations, your vision. Continue to talk about certain things that may derail those vision, those dreams, and continue to talk about solutions. Continue to connect with each other with regards to the future. It is very, very important for us to learn, to lift each other up. Para syempre, sa benefit natin yun. So, kasi kung yung partner ka live-in mo, hindi ka tutulungan na to become the best version of yourself. Tapos pinupull ka lang niya down. I don't think that's a relationship that you should be investing your time, lalo na yung youth mo, your energy, your money, your capabilities. Kasi may mga relationships na nakaka-stunt ng growth. Hindi sila nag-flourish. Hindi nila ma-reach yung potential nila kasi one of the other is pulling them down. So please, continue to encourage other to be successful.
Thank you so much, Papi, for relaying what should be done when it comes to responsibilities for the live-in relationship. So, in my experience, wala man akong live-in relationship experience, pero since I previously worked sa mga BPO center, sobrang uso yung ganyang status na relationship. Pero I think in any industry, meron na ganyang existing relationship, no? Pero yung mga na-mention ni Pastor John or the mga na-mention ni Papi sa mga live-in relationship, kadalasan narinig ko mga kwento ng mga ka-teammate ko noon ay puro toxic. Parang sobrang bihira ata ako maka-encounter na mga katulad sinabi ni Papi sa advice niya in terms of what to continue, start, and stop in a relationship. The reason kasi ang naririnig ko bakit sila nag-engage in a live-in relationship is yung unang reason ay gusto nila i-test madalas kung sila ba ay talaga para sa isa't isa. So, people nowadays have this philosophy na we should try doing live-in bago siguro magkasal. Of course, we respect everyone's opinion, pero this is what I have heard sa experience ko. And ang pangalawang reason nakikita ko bakit tayo may mga live-in relationship is because it's either takot sila sa commitment talaga na for life, or yun nga, hindi na siya nagiging parang uso in the 21st century na kung saan marriage comes first after yung maging magjowa, di ba? So tama yung sinasabi viewers natin tungkol sa sinasabi ni Pastor John. We set the rules, nun nga, magsulat kayo ng mga dapat yung gawin, what are your responsibilities, para hindi rin mauwi sa panunumbat, katulad sa sinasabi ni Pastor John. Kasi minsan nagiging factor yun eh. Kaya wala tayong sineset na ground rules on what we should do. And lastly, yun nga, it is very important na we let the partner bloom or grow dun sa kanilang current endeavor sa buhay. Kasi kadalasan, ang nakikita ko sa mga live-in relationship, kaya ginagawa nila ito is because nagkakaroon sila ng feeling na insecurity. Akala nila ang live-in relationship is actually helping them to feel complete or to feel secure. Wherein minsan nag-backfire yung ganung thinking. So I hope na kung meron tayong viewer tonight na currently in a live-in relationship, you should try this with your partner. Or if you're both watching this episode, try nyo siya. And let us know kung pwede mo kami i-message, kamustahin mo kami, how the outcome was. So, Pastor Jan, salamat po sa mga advices mo for the live-in relationship. So, now, we're going to jump na sa mga married couples, no? For in terms in responsibility aspect.
Cool. So, ano ba responsibility syempre ng mga married individuals? So, if we are going to look at the key element, it's actually providing unconditional love. So, I will start by asking married couples to understand what unconditional love is and apply it sa buhay nila. Kasi that's the very basic foundation, the fundamental foundation of a successful, loving, caring relationship that will be passed on doon sa generation na may create ng union. Siyempre, magkakaroon kayo ng anak. Hopefully, doon sa mga hindi magkaanak because of whatever reason, it doesn't mean na hindi complete kung wala kayong anak. You can always adopt if you want to, or you can remain as couples without children. Basta decision nyo yun. But I want you to start to explore and understand and apply agape love. Kasi pag na-apply nyo yung agape love both sides, tapos na ang buto-buto. Talagang till death do us part. Okay? For richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, di ba? Yun yung mangyayari. Regardless kung anong circumstance, anong sakuna, maaring kayong ma-experience dilubyo, 'di ba? Challenges, 'di ba? Blessing, success, failure. What unconditional love can do when you understand and apply it in your relationship, it's going to change your way of living because you will be there to give in to the relationship rather than take sa relationship. You are there readily asking for forgiveness kung ikaw yung gumawa ng kalokohan, and you will readily tawag dito, release forgiveness kung ikaw yung offended party. Kaya that is something that you can start on doing, especially kung hindi nyo naiintindihan yung what love is, yung ano ba yung agape. You aim towards that. You start understanding what agape is. What you should stop doing is involving your families doon sa affairs ng mag-asawa. Kasi syempre, nakalagay naman sa Bible, di ba? For this reason, the man and the woman will depart from their family. Okay? So when I say stop involving your family doon sa affairs ninyong dalawa, yung portion wherein naghahanap ka ng kakampi o naghahanap ka ng opportunity to vent out certain things na hindi magmumukhang maganda doon sa asawa mo. So, wag mong ilabas yung baho ng asawa mo doon sa pamilya mo. Kasi your family will start to hate your spouse. Gusto mo ba yun? Diba? Gusto mo ba na ang spouse mo magkaroon ng disrepute? Diba? Yung mawala yung reputation niya. Masira yung image niya. So, please, yung affairs ninyo, you should be settling it between yourselves. Of course, kung ginugulpi ka na, ibang usapan na yun, ninanakawan ka na, ibang usapan yun. Of course, you can involve your family into that aspect of violence or abuse, diba? Or emotional hostage situation. But in the normal course of your relationship, you should be able to discuss freely what you need to discuss freely. Kasi yun ang pinaka-importante in terms of that responsibility that is key. So separate nyo yung inyong marriage doon sa family nyo. You should settle things within your bounds as husband and as wife. So, ano naman yung dapat natin continue. So, hindi ko na uulitin yung sinabi ko about building each other up kasi it's part of it when you are founded in Agape Love. One of the important ingredients is keeping the romance alive. Okay, you should always set a point wherein may flavor pa rin yung relationship nyo, especially kung after 7 years na kayo. Okay, kasi may tinatawag tayong 7-year age. I don't know, but it seems to be correct yung 7-year age. Medyo nag-wane kasi yung relationship. So the responsibility to keep the romance, to keep the relationship fresh, to keep the relationship abounding in mystery, surprises, di ba? And understanding ano pa ba yung hindi ko na-discover doon sa spouse ko. Kaya nga importante is understanding the love language of your spouse para tama yung binibigay mo sa kanya, tama yung tawag ito, binamanifest mo sa kanya affection. Kasi iba-iba tayo ng pagtanggap eh. Some people will appreciate time, di ba? Some people will appreciate gifts as part of their love language. Some will appreciate service, di ba? Parang minsan, ang spouse mo gusto niya ikaw magmamasahe sa kanya instead na magbabayad ka para may magmasahe sa kanya kasi gusto niya ang love language ay serbisyo mo. So you have to continue on keeping the romance para yung temptation to have an affair, to betray will be minimized or totally eliminated.
Ay, na-amaze ako sa advice ni Pastor John in terms sa marriage status na, no? So, it is very important, viewers, na we keep the romance alive, lalo na sa mga kasal na dito. So, as you all know, or some of you may not know, si Pastor John, or yung tatay ko at nanay ko, together na sila for 27 years. So, Papi, alam ko nagbigay ka na ng payo in how to keep the romance alive, pero pwede ka ba mag-share ng story nyo ni Mama in terms kung paano nyo kinikip alive yung romance nyo together?
So it's a matter of compromise din, don't forget. Si Mem kasi, she likes to travel. So we try to keep the relationship fresh by traveling and having that time together. So even if kasama namin si Dana o si Thea, especially during that time na magkakasama kami as a family, we always spend time alone together doon sa travel kasi yun ang hilig ni Mem. Diba? So it keeps the romance alive. It keeps it fresh, diba? So ang ganda nung you take yourself out of the usual home, the usual work home setup, the usual routine. You break it. You break your routine. You go out and have a good time. So syempre, may prayers pa rin eh. Saan ba yung tamang lugar na pupuntahan? Ano ba yung tamang activity na gagawin? Diba? May prayers talaga, and prayers are very powerful kasi nakatipid kami when we pray. We are able to go to the right places and enjoy the right facility. Ito yung nakakamangha sa prayer. When we go out, normally the weather cooperates. That's really amazing. So even if we project the travel, namamangha kami. Pag dumating kami doon sa lugar na yon, at ang pinakamasamang weather na na-experience namin ay nag-rain showers. That was it. Because prayers are very important when you plan, because that plan should be submitted to the Lord. So, ayan yung extravagant portion of keeping the romance alive, di ba? So, yung hindi extravagant portion na we integrate in our routine to keep the romance alive is, ito lang, simple lang. We go to dinner, we go to movies, at ito, baka matawa kayo. We enjoy yung pag-grocery namin. Ito yung time na nagkakaroon kami ng light conversations, nagkakaroon kami ng items na we would like to have apart from the usual stuff na we can actually share together. and have that fellowship pag uwi sa bahay, maybe cook some sausage, or maybe yung favorite meal namin, we'll have something together. And when Dana is okay, she joins us, it's fine. But it's actually just being together, doing things together. So pag nagpe-prepare, si mamu yun, ako tiga-hugas ng plato. Ako rin yung tiga-ligpit. So may division of labor. So walang nanlalamang ika. So that's how we keep it fresh.
Thank you, Pastor John, for sharing your stories kung paano nyo kinikip your romance alive with your wife or sa aking parents, aka. So yours, yun nga, again, sa case-to-case basis, hindi ibig sabihin ito yung shinare ni Pastor John ay can be applied to your partner. Of course, you have to get to know your partner, or at the very least, di ba, bago kayo nagkasal, kahit pa paano, alam mo na dapat ano yung personality ng partner mo. Or habang tumatagal yung marriage nyo, kasi doon nyo malalaman naman yung ano nyo yung chemistry nyo with each other. That's how I see sa mga married couples sa church namin. And of course, lalo sa parents ko. So, it's very important na extravagant man o hindi, keep the romance alive in such simple or big things, diba, with your partner. And na sobrang sweet nun. Gusto ko yung grocery part. Anyway, so we already covered all the categories para sa responsibilities. Ngayon, we're going to tackle the next issue, which is money issues na, or about usapang pera. Okay? And I know na yung viewers natin ay excited na marinig ano yung mga dapat gawin ng mga categorized partners in terms of this. So, Papi, since we began with the boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, ano yung mga dapat i-continue, start, and stop when it comes to money talks or money issues?
Okay. So since we are in a relationship as boyfriend and girlfriend, syempre kadalasan limited yung pera kung hindi nagwo-work, lalo na kung nag-aaral pa lang, di ba? Kung nagwo-work, it's actually a bonus. So what do you need to talk about with regards to money issues? Doon sa level ng relationship na yun, wala kasi masyadong investment pa in terms of money. So it's free flowing. Okay, it's really up to you ano yung agreement. Pero syempre, kung nasa sa stage ng relationship, normally may pagka-romantic kasi ako eh. It should be usually the guy who's spending for the relationship. Unless syempre impoverished yung guy. Di ba? So kung ikaw yung girl, bakit mo naman patuloy yung guy na impoverished unless talagang you're madly deeply in love, di ba? I don't know. But essentially kasi it should be the guy who is spending. There is no clear cut on the issue of money kapag dating sa level ng ganong klaseng relationship. Okay? Yeah, do you have any questions or comments, Thea?
So yung question ko dito, kasi kadalasan ngayon sa social media, lalo na kapag tumitingin ako sa Facebook or Twitter, doon kasi yung mga memes about relationships, diba? May nakita kasi ako na it's the 21st century na parang sinasabi ng mga kabataan ngayon ay parang hindi mo dapat hinahayaan yung guy na gumastos para sa mga dates nyo or dun sa mga endeavors nyo together sa boyfriend or girlfriend relationship, no? So, ano nga sabi mo dun, Papi? Ako kasi may pagkaano ako eh. Since lumaki ako sa sa turo nyo, nasanay ako sa principle na kung saan dapat talaga kung yung romantic guy dapat yung gagastos, diba? So ano masabi mo ngayon sa ganong aspect? Dapat ba talaga magkaroon ng share yung babae, or kung wala yung lalaki, yung babae ba ay gagastos dapat para sa mga ganong endeavor?
I guess it's really the degree of the acceptance of that type of arrangement, diba? Kung kailangan mo ba i-compel yung babae mag-share? O yung babae ba talaga willing to share? I don't know. So whatever works. Okay, whatever works. Again, my school of thought, I'm a romantic, and it should be the guy spending. Diba? Most of the time, kaya nga sa relationship na yun, nandun kayo sa level ng relationship na yun, it just shows the commitment of the man to be responsible for yung cost, diba? Unless nga na you have certain compromise along the way. And of course, magandang gauge din yun eh, dun sa babae. Especially kung tingin mo, teka, kung may pagka-materyosa to, parang, diba, parang mapagano ka na lang, diba? Is it worth it or not? So, it's really up to the arrangements. But then again, yun nga lang, that's my perspective kasi. So, I'm sorry for ruffling feathers, diba? parang yung movement na nag-offer ka ng seat doon sa babae, sa tren o sa bus, nagalit pa yung babae, di ba? Parang, ha? Nagiging chivalrous ka na nga lang, tapos titignan ka pa as, may pagka, sexist. Di ba? Parang, ha? Anong nangyayari sa kung nag-offer ka nga ng upuan na magagalit pa sa'yo yung babae? You know, something like that. I have no idea. But again, whatever works, that will be good.
Thank you so much, Pastor John, for telling what you have in mind, no? Katulad sa mga ganyang perspective nowadays. So, kids, usually ba din nasa students or mga young pro yan. So, it's up to you kung ano yung stand your agreement nyo as magjowa. So next, since we talked about sa mga jowa, boyfriend or girlfriend, we're now in the category ng mga nasa live-in relationship. So Papi, ano masasabi mo tungkol sa money issues on that category?
I believe na they should start with money issues to be clear. Magkano ba yung kukontribute nila doon sa gastusin? Yung basic na gastos. Diba? Kuryente, tubig, yung mga detergent, grocery, or food, snacks, diba? Yung basic necessities, plus utilities, plus rent, they should have a clear understanding yung kanilang expectations sa contribution. So, yun yung umpisa. Okay? So, what they need to continue is keeping, okay, the agreement doon sa inumpisahan nila. Okay? And adjusting as necessary. Halimbawa, nawalan ng trabaho si guy, nawalan ng trabaho si girl. Alam nga naman, wala ka nang pera. Bakit ka pa ikukumpel? Diba? Pwede rin kasi IOU yan. Diba? Bayaran na lang kita kapag nagtatrabaho ako. So, kasama yan doon sa inumpisahan nyo na agreement about money issues. So, you continue making it relevant, fit per purpose. Okay, wag tayo maging OA at maging legalistic doon sa application ng previous agreement without money issues, especially if there are changes in the circumstance ng individual. Ngayon, syempre, pag tumaas yung sahod niya, you can revamp or revise the previous agreement that you started, and then you can actually continue on with a new and revised version of the agreement. Diba? And one thing that you should stop is huwag kang maging madugas. Huwag kang manlamang. Huwag kang mang-isa. Okay? Keep to the agreement. Okay? Keep to the revisions. Kasi syempre, over time, things might change. Okay? So, please, kasi may mga nakausap ako na nagkakaroon ng problema. Bigla na lang may nag-pop na purchase na hindi sila nag-agree. Okay, halimbawa, meron silang 3 payong, bumili ng isang payong, iisa yung kanilang credit card, they both have the same bank account, and then all of a sudden, there are certain expenses that they have never, ever agreed to purchase together. And yet the other one, got trigger happy and then use the money for that purpose. May biglang nag-book ng vacation na hindi sila nag-uusap. Siyempre, money issue yun eh. Diba? Parang, why would I share? Bakit ka nag-book? O sige, ganun ba? Ako na lang alis, mag-isa. Iwan ka na rito. Diba? What? Ang issue dito kasi, what you have started, that you agreed on. So, stick to that. Diba? Let's stop creating problems with money issues. Any questions or clarifications, Thea?
I guess I would agree sa sinabi ni Papi or ni Pastor John. Mahirap pala yata, sa akin, ito yung nakikita kong view dahil din naman ako sa live-in relationship. Mas mahirap ata yung ginagawa nila. Kasi since hindi naman sila kasal by paper or by document, syempre parang may isaset kayo na parang pseudo-contract nga, di ba? Sinabi mo kanina. So, it boils back dun sa sinabi about sa responsibilities. So, money is part of the responsibilities, no? And they really have to list down ano yung contributions nila. Naalala ko kasi sa mga ganyan, since nga nabubuo ang live-in relationship dahil gusto nila maging secure, pero di naman naging secure. Ang nangyayari kasi dyan, yun nga, panunumbat sa pera. Nakakalungkot nga yung mga ganyan bagay. Minsan may mga narinigan akong kwento noon sa opisina na ang guy, minsan sinusuko ang lahat ng sweldo dun sa babae, kahit di naman sila kasal per se. So, parang ang hirap nung ganong status. So, I hope sa mga viewers natin tonight na, take it to heart or try to do what Pastor John has advised. Make sure na kapag meron kayong gagawin na gastos or expense na you have to spend on something, make sure na nag-agree talaga kayo 100%. Baka mamaya kasi nag-agree kayo, hindi naman 100%, mag-aaway pa kayo tungkol dyan. And kadalasan kasi ang money issues, pwede siya maging root or ugat bakit napipail yung isang relationship. So it's important na we let our partner know ano yung mga gastos natin, diba? So Pastor Jan, thank you doon. So we're now moving on to our last category, which is for married couples. So ito, I think, mabigat to kasi since nga you are in a union and mas mabigat yung responsibility ng married couple. Ano masasabi mo naman in terms of pag money issues sa married couple po?
Okay, unless na may prenup kayo, this should be the basic. So again, I'm coming from the perspective of the Bible, of what God actually created as an expectation. Sa Genesis pa lang, the book of Genesis, diba? Ano ba yung dapat gawin ni Adam? Ano ba yung dapat gawin ni Eve? Okay. So, what I might say most likely will be taken out of context. So, please, the context is biblical. Just to be clear about it. Kapag nagpakasal ka, according doon sa role ni Adam, we, the husbands, are the providers sa money issues. So, yung umpisa mo pa lang doon sa understanding about money agreements, make sure na naiintindihan mo yung responsibility mo pagdating sa provision sa family as the husband. So, according sa Bible, sagot natin lahat. Utilities, bills, food, basic necessities. Kung may meron ka ng anak, matrikula ng anak mo, uniform nila, di ba? Kung meron ka sasakyan, fuel, yung amortization ng sasakyan, kung hindi mo nabili in cash. So, we have the responsibility to provide because we are the providers. We are the providers. Unless, of course, na magiging negative ang balance mo doon sa sahod mo, then you can actually ask for a contribution coming from your wife. But for as long as you are capable of taking care of all the basic needs. So, halimbawa, nag-set ka ng budget sa grocery. Anything above that budget, because you know that is a budget na tama para sa basic needs, di ba? Tapos, gusto ng snacks ng mga anak mo, gusto ng extra ng asawa mo, then, you can pass that responsibility dun sa wife mo. Okay? So, yung baseline sa money matters should be at that stage. And you as the husband will budget the money for provision purposes. Okay? Ngayon, syempre, ang covenant ninyo, kung biblically based siya, which is I am espousing because I have experienced the bounty of being blessed back as I took the responsibility according to the Word of God. So, sagot ko lahat. Except doon sa excess na hindi naman talaga na kailangan pagdating doon sa grocery. So, sagot ko kuryente, sagot ko tubig, sagot ko matrikula, everything. And it has proven to be successful kasi nabibless ng Panginoon yung family namin. So, yun yung what you need to start. What you need to continue is yung transparency sa paggamit ng pera. Huwag kayong magtatago. You can always discuss things. Di ba? Except of course kung ikaw ay bumili ng gift surprise. So that's different. Pero expenses should always be discussed, especially if there is a major spend. So kung ano yung kung ano yung sahod ng wife, primarily sa kanya yun because wives are supposed to be investors according to the Bible. They have the keen investment capability. So kung yung wife natin naunawaan yung keen investment capability that they have, that they can tap into, then they can actually use their earnings towards investment, maybe insurance, di ba? Maybe stocks, maybe a business, I don't know. But they have that ability, actually, God-given ability to be able to invest and spot investment opportunities. Kung itatap nila, syempre, yung biblical perspective ng money management. So, yun yung bagay na you should continue doing. Transparency. Yung wala kang extra credit card na hindi alam ng spouse mo, na nakatago siya, bilang boom! Wala ka ng pambayad, pumutok na yung yung debt collectors na andyan na, nagkagulo na kayo. We have experienced several of our friends na nagkahiwalay because of that. Okay? Na-max out yung credit card, debt collector comes in, nagulat si husband, nagulat si wife, bakit sa mo nilagay, sa mood nila yung pera? So you have to continue on being transparent. Kasi kung hindi ka transparent, nagsisinungaling ka dun sa relationship nyo. Bakit ka kailangan magsinungaling? Ibig sabihin, mali ginagawa mo pag tinago mo. Ngayon, kung kaya mong ipakita yung purchase mo o yung planned purchase mo, i-share mo yun sa spouse mo, then you know more or less what you're doing is acceptable. Diba? And of course, what you should stop doing, nasabi ko na kanina, yung transparency is very important. In terms of money matters, what you should stop doing, controversial to, okay? But you can agree with your spouse. Stop using your money or the money of your spouse to support your family. Yung pinanggalingan mong family, yung biological family. Hindi mo sila responsibility. Unless na humingi ka ng permission, nagkaroon kayo ng agreement ng spouse mo, teka, kailangan kong tulungan si kapatid, kailangan kong tulungan si mama. But it's not your responsibility. They should be able to take care of their financial difficulties, and it's supposed to be not you. How can they learn to be independent financially? Unless, of course, talaga nasunugan sila ng bahay, nagkaroon ng natural disaster, nawala ng trabaho yung asawa ng kapatid mo. Under special circumstances, yes. Pero may monthly stipend ka sa family mo, that is not right. Okay, so you should stop doing that. Money matters.
So thank you so much, Pastor John, sa iyong insights about sa married couples when it comes to handling their money. Papasalamat din kami sa mga na-share mong stories of your friends ending their relationships because of money issues. So it's important na viewers for tonight na you have someone to support you in terms sa pag-handle ng conflict in terms of money. If you don't have anyone na you know you are confident to talk about such things, we are here. You can chat us at SNJPH para matulungan namin kayo in such a way na will help you relieve or resolve the conflict that you have with your spouse. Okay? So, Pastor John, salamat po sa words of wisdom mo for tonight's episode. So, for next week, we're going to talk about the 3 remaining segments or issues that we have in terms sa mga tao na nasa relationship. So, again, we're going to categorize sa magjowa, sa mag-live-in, and sa married couples. So, Pastor John, do you have any parting words for tonight to end our weekly segment for Real Talk?
So thank you so much, viewers and listeners. So I would like to encourage you to try the stuff that we have talked about, and let us know if you're able to try it and what was the outcome. We're keen to understand if it was applicable, what's beneficial to you guys. And again, katulad ng sinabi ni Thea kanina, one of the most important elements is finding friends or people whom you can trust, who can help you out, build your relationships successfully. Of course, ang relationship will always have their downs, their ups, diba? Yung tears of pain and tears of joy at the same time. But nonetheless, whatever actually happens dun sa relationship, if love is there, yung agape love, you will always find a way to resolve things. And when you're successful together, you will always find the opportunity to inspire others so that they may have successful relationships as well.
Thank you so much for those words, Pastor John. So viewers, for tonight, we are reminding you, if you like this video, give us a like and subscribe to our channel or page para masubaybayan nyo po yung mga weekly segments po namin sa SNJ PH. So every Wednesday, we have Youth TV at 8 p.m., Thursday for SNJ Journey at 8 p.m. and of course SNJ RealTalk na Friday at 8 p.m. And if you have the time, kung wala namang mawala, we have our online Sunday service at 10 a.m. this time. So thank you so much, viewers, and may you have a blessed evening. Bye for now.